Aloha, aloha! Happy Aloha April! Happy Aloha Tuesday! It's PE checking in live at an undisclosed location in Tempe, Arizona. I'm actually sitting outside, so if the phone dies, it's because it's really hot outside. It's actually been pretty not bad the last few days. The weather's been more in line with what spring should look like. Hello, good morning. So the thing about today, I realized I don't have coffee, but I do have water. Ta-da! So I made some water this morning. I did have a cup of coffee. Don't be concerned. I didn't have my cup, but I have water courtesy of our friends at the undisclosed hotel in Tempe. Okay, what am I doing here? I just wanted to get outside. I'm out and about already this morning. I hope you're out and about already too. And don't get fooled. Today is April Fool's Day, so don't get fooled by all these weird posts. I already saw somebody who's in her mid 40s. She posted that she was pregnant, and I saw all the comments inside there. And she was like, haha, April Fools or whatever. I'm like, that's like the oldest trick in the book, so don't fall for that. Happy Aloha April to you. No more April Fools jokes today. It is me, PE, checking in for a Daily Cup of Aloha, because we are becoming Aloha one sip at a time. Bruh, I had on Revelation yesterday that I have got to talk about and share with you. Before we get into that, I was getting up, getting ready this morning. I had to shut down my storage unit last night, so I don't need pay for one new month. So I was packing everything up yesterday, and I went back to the apartment where I'm staying, and I had to find parking. My car is packed full of all kinds of stuff. And I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna park right over here in front so that I can unload all the stuff out of my car, right? No sooner than I parked to do that, it starts pouring down rain. So needless to say, I had to find parking 10 miles away. I walk back to the house. I'm soaking wet. I'm totally beside myself because it's late at night. I didn't get to unpack my car until this morning, but my boxes that I was attempting to carry was getting kind of soaked. So I had to lay out all of my clothes. Yeah. Anyway, my recommendation, don't try to move in the middle of the night when it's raining. That is the story. That is the lesson. Cheers. Good morning. Happy Aloha Tuesday. Happy Aloha April. Mahalo for joining me on today's Daily Cup of Aloha, where we are becoming Aloha one sip at a time. Today, we're going to be talking about you've heard the old sentiment, yeah, don't play small. I'm not gonna play small anymore. Don't shrink for anybody, and don't dim your light for anybody. So be bold, be your authentic self, be 100%, all that, right? Well, there's a deeper kauna, a deeper understanding of what that really means. And I was yesterday years old when I realized what that really means. So for somebody who I show up big no matter where I show up, I realize there's two parts to this that we're gonna talk about today, about what it really means to play small. I'm gonna offer a different perspective, a deeper kauna, deeper understanding. So you gotta follow me along with this, okay? Because we're gonna get deeper with this, because my hope for you starting now. Before we get started in that, we're going to talk about our gratitude, right? We always kick off our talk story with a moment of gratitude, and we call it our Malama moment. It's a time that we just reflect on what we're grateful for. A lot of times we get into the throes of our day, into the day-to-day monotony of our lives, and we can tend to get heavy, right? Hi, Elisa. Aloha, sister. Good morning. You still in Hawaii or what? Oh, you came back. Bring us back some sunshine, girl. So what's so fun about our Malama moments is we get to share gratitude. And whenever you kick off your day with gratitude, your day just goes more better. So it's not about the grandiose or the big things to be grateful for, like being alive. That's kind of a big thing, right? We don't want to take those for granted, but gratitude can also be found in the little things, the really small things. So I'm going to share my Malama moment with you. Mahalo to our friends at Aloha Always Real Estate for being our Malama moment supporters. We love Aloha Always Real Estate, Joey and Kanoi Kao, right here in Gilbert, Arizona, for anything residential real estate related. Call those buggers, because they always aloha. Mahalo so much for our Malama moment. So I'm going to share what I'm grateful for this morning. So I was I woke up this morning and I actually didn't hit snooze. Hallelujah. That is something I'm grateful for. I'm trying to do better with that. But I got up this morning and I am so grateful for the opportunity to get Archer ready in the morning. It's kind of like my job now. So before I thought that I was just helping, but I'm really grateful for the opportunity to spend those 17 minutes of pure just beef every single morning with Archer. This morning we got up. He crawls into different rooms in the middle of the night because he'll sleep in his own room when he initially fall asleep. But then he go all over the place to other people's rooms in the middle of the night because he doesn't like to sleep by himself. So some nights he crawl in the bed with Kingston. Sometimes he come downstairs to my room. Well, this morning I had to search. So that's what happens. Every morning I wake up, I got to look for him. So I got to go through his 20 blankets that he has in his bed. I go into Kingston's room first. I find him. So if he's not in my bed, I got to search the rest of the house to see where he is. So this morning he ended up being in Allegra's room, and you never know which Archer you're going to get. Is he going to be in a good mood? Is he not going to be in a good mood? But the key is I got to be in a good mood. So I'm grateful for the moments with Archer in the morning because it forces me to find my happy first. Because I cannot be on grump and then wake him up and be on grump, right? Because then he going to be grumpy. So it's really subtle, the way that my morning starts. I put Archer first because I have to wake him up in the morning. So I gotta, find my happy, get Pono first so I can wake him up in a good mood, in a playful way, so that our getting ready is more easy. You know what I mean? Good morning, Loke. Aloha, sis. So we find him in Allegra's bed. So I wake him up and we go through our litany of jokes and banter back and forth with each other. And so he's in a good mood. I shake him. I got to make sure I find some clothes that kind of match and then get him up and get ready. So we have quite the routine, and it takes 17 minutes. It would take only 8 minutes if we didn't have the banter, but I make time for the 17 minutes. So I'm really grateful for my job as Archer's waker-upperer Monday through Friday, so we can get him ready and out the door and ready for school. So that is my Malama moment. He forces me to start my mornings in a good mood so that he can be in a good mood and we can get out the door with no fuss, no fights. You know what I'm saying? Cheers on that. So share your Malama moment with me. Hashtag Malama moment right here in the comments and share with me. I do go back and I'm so nosy. I'm so niele. I go through all of the comments and it just reminds me of the plethora of things that we can be grateful and thankful for. So share your Malama moments with me. Mahalo again to our friends at Aloha Always Real Estate for your support and for bringing to life our Malama moment. So we're going to get right into this talk story, okay? So you've heard the adage of don't play small, right? We don't want to play small. Don't shrink yourself so that other people feel comfortable, right? You don't want to dim your light around other people, right? If you've ever heard that adage, just put a 1 in the comments. Put a 1 in the comments if you ever heard the term, don't play small. That you shouldn't play small. You should show up as your fullest, most authentic, most 100% self 100% of the time. We've heard that before. I have throughout my career in different lifetimes, in different decades. And I always thought I've mastered that already, So, where you live now, sis? Oh, okay. Wow. You living in, Kingman, Bullhead City. Where are you nowadays though? And how long ago did you leave? So come back to Arizona. We'll welcome you back, okay? I was in Charlotte for a couple of years and then I just came back and people still love me. Arizona will be here waiting for you. All right. So I've heard this adage over the years and I always thought I mastered the ability to not shrink and where you are in your life in different seasons of your life, you'll have a different understanding and a different perspective on what that really means. And our goal is to, I hope, live our best lives no matter what. I'm always striving to be my best self no matter what. I mean, I fail all the time, right? Left and right, sometimes mostly. But the point is, I really aspire to be my best self all the time. And I'm not saying strive for perfection, but just strive to being your best self. So that requires learning and understanding, right? So when the terminology or the adage of, don't play small comes along, is because people see a potential in you or they see something in you that can be amplified, that can be even bigger, can be even more. And so, you may have been told, oh, you shrinking, sis. Don't, you can be yourself all the time. Don't sacrifice yourself because to make other people feel comfortable, right? I'm sure you've heard this, before. Oh, you say Maui, sis. Oh my goodness. I hope you're not affected by all the flooding and all the rain. Maui's not a bad alternative to Arizona too, sis. But whenever you're back in Arizona, just tag me. Let me know. Okay, we'll go hang out. So different versions of yourself will understand that meaning at different times and in different ways. So yesterday, I I was cruising, I was just minding my own business, living my own life. And as you guys may or may not know, over the last 10 years, my life has changed completely. I was set free. I was married to a man for over 20 years and I got set free, right? And I was legally divorced in 2019. And I got to say, I feel like I've been running up a sandhill ever since to just reestablish my financial stability, to just create security around myself. I invested time, energy, and focus in the restaurant space, and I decided to transition into other areas of business interest and things like that. And if you know me, you always know I'm up to something, right? I get 1,000 ideas all the time. But it can be difficult when I have those kind of ideas to build stability and traction. So this year I made it a point. I'm going freaking, that's it. No more playing small. No more shrinking myself to make other people feel comfortable. No more sacrificing and doing things, putting other people before me and minimizing my ideas or minimizing my opportunities for the sake of other people. No more doing that. Okay. And so I wasn't wrong. All right. But it's still not that easy. So you still have to apply yourself. But yesterday, man, look, I have been killing myself left and right, right? I've always had all these ideas in life. I've been an entrepreneur for over 30 years. I've always owned and operated my own time. But one of the things that what they say, hidden in plain sight, was the very thing I never put a structure and a business around, which was me being on MC, being a host, being somebody that get on stage and, entertain. And I know. Everybody's like, yeah, duh, PE. That's why we always love you at our events. I mean, I've emceed tens of thousands of people for 10 years straight at the Aloha Festival. I've done concerts. I've done business events. I've done stuff on the native, indigenous communities. I've done one-on-ones. I do this, the podcast. We are the radio station. I'm a keynote speaker. I mean, the list is long, okay? From all the way back in 1979 when I started doing speech contests. And my really good friend brought to my awareness yesterday, or no, maybe it was Sunday, because I was emceeing last minute kind too at the Dragon Boat Festival in Tempe, which was so super fun. And side note, that was my first time going to the Dragon Boat Festival, and the thing was going on for over 20 years. And that was my first time going ever in life. What? So I got to MC, was a last minute request. Auntie Ronnie Sebastian, who I love so much, she said that she needed an MC, and somebody would recommend me. And so there I was at the Dragon Boat Festival, and I brought my friend with me. And he said, afterwards, he was watching me, and this was on Sunday, and, we was cruising to leave. And he go, have you ever thought about, do you like MC? Do you like that? And I was like, yeah, it's kind of like what I do. Like, it's second nature. It's not even work. It's like totally just natural. So yeah, the answer is yes, sure. And he's like, have you ever, why don't you like market yourself as that? Why don't you make a business and like go get you gigs? You could be a billionaire by like next week if you just package yourself and be intentional about getting hired, to host, to MC. So I sit in a car. It's like 10,000 degrees outside. And I'm thinking, yeah, I totally would do that. Yeah, I can get booked. I have literally done so much variety of different stuff in my career that it's endless. My brain has been reeling since that question on Sunday. And then yesterday, I realized, why haven't I done this? Yeah, I've done plenty stuff like for real. And what I realize is sometimes what we do naturally, because being a performer, being an entertainer, being a speaker, I have always been fearless. I have never been afraid to pick up a mic and make stuff up. This anti-radio, I don't even need one script, okay? So all I need is where the address, where I going, and who I gotta check in with at the stage, like for real. I filled in for people at the last minute where somebody never come to one event one time, and somebody asked me, like, oh, can you come up here and can you do this? And they was trying to give me a script, and it was just a short book signing, book launching event. This was like 10 years ago or so now, and I was like, yeah, I can do that. And I didn't realize that what I do naturally could actually be the very thing that I can monetize. You know how they say if you could just do your passion, and whatever you're passionate about, you can just do naturally and get paid for it, and would you do it? And the answer is yes. Or they ask you, if you could do X for free, whatever you would do for free, you should really look at that as maybe that's your gift. Maybe that's your talent. Maybe you should charge for that. If there's something that you would do for free, maybe that's your gift. Maybe that's your talent. Maybe that's a lane you should explore and like get paid for, right? Oh my God. So yesterday we was hanging out again, me and my friend, and again, my mind was blown because he asked me, why haven't you done that yet? How come you never? And I honestly, for real kind, bro, I'm not even making this up. I was like, I don't know. Maybe because I didn't see value in it. And as I dove deeper and I was talking to Chad, Chad, you guys already know, is my Chat GPT partner. I asked Chad, why is it? And Chad offered some really good insights, some deeper understanding that sometimes what we do naturally, not that we take it for granted even. It's just that it's just what we do. It's just like breathing. And that's literally what I told my friend. I told him, I said, it's like when people breathe. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to understand the mechanics of how your lungs work and when the thing got to expand and when it has to contract. And it's just literally like breathing. And yesterday and even Sunday, when he asked me the initial question, I forced myself, you guys, to write down for real, like what I do, what makes me different, what sets me apart, and why have I missed this? Now, don't get me wrong. I've gotten feedback from the universe. I've gotten feedback from attendees, from fans, from friends, strangers that tell me, oh my God, I can listen to you all day. Oh my goodness, you're so funny. Oh my gosh, where can we go find you? I was at Dolly and Matt's wedding in Vegas. And all their family was so enamored with what I was doing. They was asking me, so where's your performance tonight? It was in Vegas. And I was like, this was the performance. You're lucky I never charged you. But I receive it. I'm a good receiver of compliments. But what I didn't ever realize is that very essence, the very being of me is actually monetizable. It's actually scalable, and it's actually the very thing that can create the stability that I feel has been elusive literally my whole life, but especially in the last 10 years, So I'm here sharing this insight because my mind is still blown. I wrote out, let me show you something that I made, you guys. I made this Sunday night because I had to write down all the stuff, what makes me different as an MC. So as I go and tell people, like, for real, and then you know what else? Because I never even dawned on me to promote myself this way, create a structure around it, to create a business around it. In fact, Kim Mayo, I give you credit, Kim Ilani. You told me 10 years ago at the MIM when we were sitting down in the Polynesian weekend, she told me, P, you need to be speaking all over the place and get paid. She used to work at Cox Communications, and she was at a women's conference, and there was a speaker that was there. And she said that speaker was so dry, you would have been way better. And they paid her $2,500 for that luncheon, speech or whatever she did. And I was like, yeah, we should. And then it never went anywhere. I just never did anything with it. So Kimmy, thank you for seeing the vision so a long time ago. But I made this flyer. Check this out. Okay, I made this. See all the words on there? I had to condense down these words to describe exactly what I do and why I'm different, why you need to engage with me at your event. So two parts to this that I want to share and glean some insight about. It's not about that I was playing small, because if you've ever been in an audience where I was fortunate enough to facilitate or host or MC, you already know what it is, okay? I'm shameless and I do what I do, okay? It's really about recognizing that you can only see yourself to the degree that you believe in yourself. Aloha, Aaron. How's it, brother? What you say? How are you? Are you back over here? Aloha, aloha. You can only see yourself to the degree that you believe yourself. I'm going to say that again. You can only see yourself to the degree that you believe in yourself, that you believe about yourself. Okay? So this last 5 to 8 years, I have been learning to value myself. This is the whole idea of doing the work, of doing the deep dive, to really care about myself, to really love myself and value myself from the inside. Okay, these are concepts I used to dismiss and laugh at, and now I see so much value about. You know what I mean? Aaron, I cannot wait to see you guys again, bro. We gotta hang out again soon. I already went sign up for next year's golf tournament. So I've been doing this work, and I've been understanding how worthless I really believed I was, how of low value I must be, that I used to believe that I wasn't good enough, I wasn't pretty enough, I wasn't, wifely enough, because the evidence around me told me so. So it's what I believe. But at the same time, and in the same space and in the same breath, I'm on stage in front of thousands of people. I get feedback from hundreds of people all the time about how wonderful and how great and how awesome. And I never saw it. So the idea of playing small, what I unlocked for myself, that I hope to unlock for you, is you gotta zoom out from yourself, because I'm me. Okay, I'm only me. Okay, I'm inside here. So I see the world from this vantage point. But when you can believe all the things that you see about yourself, and see the things that you believe about yourself, it's a two-way street. Follow me on that. That's really when you understand the magnitude of your gifting, the kind of impact that it can really have, that, oh my gosh, I have been this all along? What? And the people I've touched, that's nothing compared to what I'm about to do, because now my sight matches my belief. My belief matches my sight. It is in alignment. Chad helped me understand that. It wasn't that I missed it. Now I've aligned it. I've aligned both of those parts to now be in my fullness. And it's a full vision of yourself. It's a full perspective of yourself now. So not that I was playing small, but the opportunity to be more impactful, to be bigger than what I was, now exists, because my belief now matches what I see, and what I see matches what I believe. And that is really what I wanted to share today. I hope this is making sense to you guys. If this makes sense, just throw me a couple of shakas, because I want to make sure that you guys following me on this. Because what I hope for you, you should understand your own power, your own gifts, your own impact. And there's signals all around. This is what Archer does. Clock it. Allegra taught him how to do this, so he does it all the time. Grandma, you got to clock it. So if you clock all the signals that's around you, there's already evidence. There's already proof of the impact that you have on other people. And your purpose isn't what you do. It's what happens to people when you do what you do. I've shared that quote before, and it's going to be something I live by and repeat often, because it's true, even applies to what I'm talking about right now. Your purpose isn't what you do. Your purpose is what happens to people when you do what you do. Now that I understand that I am an entity. It's what I deliver. When I show up, there's just more confidence in a room, confidence at an event. Because P is here. She'll know what to do on stage. I've heard that a billion times. P is here. You know what? The hula dancers didn't show up, but P know how to dance something. She gonna dance something and I'll do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, there's a confidence, there's a presence. And what happens to people when I just show up before I even say a word, that's a signal. What happens? What kind of signals are you noticing around you? These subtle signals that, not that we miss it, but I think we don't believe the impact of it because you're just being it. You're just being what you are. You're just existing. You're just breathing. And whatever that is for you, what I hope is that you start to really recognize and hone in, tune in, focus in on what these signals are around you, because is that something that can be better aligned to a career choice or an entrepreneurial venture that can create stability and more cash flow than you ever thought possible? Is it something that you can package in such a way that can be even more impactful? Is it? I don't know. That's what I hope for you, because I tell you what, I'm totally aware. My friend told me about a podcast called The Pivot. I've never watched it, never seen it. I guess it's really popular, but I'm going to find it. I have pivoted. My pivot happened yesterday, everyone. And from that point, and really it started happening like on Sunday, I was practicing the pivot, but yesterday I went full on huli pivot. I turned on a dime to now understand what I am, who I am, and the impact that I've already had, because the signals and all of it has already existed. And now I receive and believe what it is I'm here to do in such a way. And I am marketable. It's marketable to a degree that I didn't see before. So from my perspective, I was trying to build all the other things first. I never counted me as a thing. I, wrote my book. I have this podcast. I got my radio station, the TV state, the iAlohaTV thing I'm building, and all my hit hula stuff that I'm doing, and all these little parts and pieces. But you know what used to happen? People would still ask me, but what do you do? And how can I find you? And I've always struggled with that answer, because it's so much. And then when it's too much, then people just like, okay, well, we'll see you at the next thing, I guess. So then people don't lean in. They don't know how to transact with me. They don't know how to engage with me because it's too much. And now I realize it's just me. People just like, follow me. So, that's it. That's the moral of the story. Okay. So follow those signals. There are already signals. There's already evidence and proof of the impact that you're having. Maybe your gifting is you're highly organized. Maybe your gifting is visionary, that you see things without having to experience things, that you have a sense for business. Maybe you're the most exceptional caregiver in all of America, and you just do it like no problem, right? Aloha. Maybe that's your talent. Maybe the universe is sending you signals and responding in such a way that you're not really receiving because you're just existing. So I'm going to encourage you to tune in to those signals. So we always talk about our putting aloha in action. Okay. So take this opportunity right now. Put this understanding into action. And what are we going to do? I've had this homework before where you're going to take an inventory on your gifts and talents, but we're going to take it a step further and make an inventory of signals, feedback, human responses that you're getting for maybe the work that you do, for the generosity that you exhibit, the humor that you have. There's signals already all around you. If you just take the moment to take an inventory of what those are, those signals can help you hone into the very gifting, the very talent that you possess. And I'm here to encourage you to embrace those, to highlight those, to live in that all the time, and to challenge yourself to just be that all the time. So you know what? I over calibrated in this last 8 years. I thought that being PE, even creating anti PE from the iAloha radio days in 2013, even creating my persona, I thought I had to shut that down. And the reality is, PE is like 99% of who I really am freaking anyway. So that's why it wasn't hard. So now it's just be that all the time. So, your homework, putting aloha in action, is what you're going to do. Okay. In fact, I'm gonna make one aloha in action sheet real fast after this, because I never make them in advance. And I'm gonna just maybe I'll just pin something in the comments. That's more easy. I'll pin in the comments a couple of prompts for you to start to take an inventory on what those signals are. The signals, you got to clock it. That's what I'm going to call it. Clock it. Clock the signals that you already receive. I mean, go all the way back to your brain can take you. Okay. So I went all the way back to my kindergarten graduation, my third grade speech contest. I have so much signaling that's been happening since the beginning of time. And the further back you go, you guys, the more deep rooted and deep seated, and dare I say, the more mastery you have in whatever that gift and talent is. Whatever that signal was born from, I almost guarantee that bugger was there from when you was like 5. So challenge yourself, put your aloha in action. Mahalo to our friends at 808 Social Events for our Aloha in Action segment. Follow 808 Social Events here on Facebook and on Instagram. You can follow 808 Social AZ and 808 Social Events. We got the May Day 5th annual celebration coming up on April 26th. I hope to see you there, because guess who's going to be there on stage? Yeah, me. We're going to highlight ukulele action too. So a big mahalo to John Taketa, to Wes Ganeko for putting together the talent and entertainment. Troy Fernandez from Ka'au Crater Boys. Yeah, he's going to be at the May Day Festival, you guys. So you're not going to want to miss it. Follow 808 Social AZ and 808 Social Events right here on Facebook and on Instagram for all the details. And the bugger is free, so no excuse. April 26th is when it's happening. It's in Peoria. 808socialaz.com. You can find all the details and the information. Okay. So we see you over there. Mahalo to our friends at 808 Social AZ for your support of putting aloha in action. So I'm going to clip that, pin that inside the comments over there. And I'm going to make a clock it, kind of prompt comment for you guys to follow. If you're catching me on the replay, just hashtag replay. And furthermore, if you like, lean into this a little bit more, you can subscribe right now to my page. I do plenty stuff. Okay. So just go inside there and then we can talk about it at one other time. But for now, I am so today years old in my pivot. Aloha, Kafio. Hi, sis. I am so in my pivot right now. I'm so in my lane, and I'm so zoomed out of myself that I see how much more impact, how much more purpose, how much more power can exist just from being in myself all the time. And so I'm today years old, understanding that I have always been this. And my hope and prayer for you is that you find the same as we wrap things up. Oh, thank you. I like this color on me too, sis. And I'm a little bit more tan, so the pink look a little more better on this kind brown, yeah? So we're going to wrap up today's talk story with our Pule Kako. We're going to pray together and just wrap this up with prayer. And if praying not your thing, well, just scroll on. That's all right. I'm not going to be mad at you. But if praying is your thing, just take a few moments with me and let's come into agreement. God said where 2 or more are joined together in his name, his will be done, and it shall be done. Okay. Lord, thank you so much for bringing us together on this Talk Story segment. I pray for each and every person hearing this the first time, the second time, on replay, on repeat, that they understand the value of themselves, that they begin to identify the signals around them that tell them who they are and who you created us to be. Lord, I just pray that every one of us funnels our talents and all of our gifts and all of our skills toward the very thing that can promote you here on this earth, which is what purpose is all about. Lord, I just pray for revelation. I pray for follow through. I pray for action. And most of all, I pray for support of each other in this community. And I just pray for further revelation of what our gifts and talents are. I pray for stabilization. I pray for breakthroughs for each and every person associated with this video. Lord, I thank you. We love you and praise you just because you love us. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. All right. So that is our pulikako. Mahalo so much. Hi, Doreen. Hi. Are you guys staying dry over there? You live Maui too? Yes, sis. So, I hope you guys staying dry over there. We're doing so much. Kapiolani, thank you so much for putting together all of our fundraising going on around Arizona. You guys, I'm going to pin that post in my stories. So follow my stories. We're going to have all kind of fundraising going on. And in fact, aloha, Trisha. Hello, sis. Mark Keppel, in the house. What's up, California? So, Kapiolani, thank you so much for all of your efforts putting together the fundraisers and all the things so that we can help support what's going on in Hawaii. All right, my phone going to die, which is typical of me. So until next time, ahui ho, aloha, love you guys, Keren.